Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. And this is the second super surprise video of the day that I mentioned in the daily financial news. We have the dynamic duo, the number one flippers in all of Fresno, California, EVC Homes, Aaron and Cletus. How you doing, Aaron?
I am great. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Aaron and Cletus, how are you?
I'm blessed, brother. Living the dream.
There you go. Well, folks, we are going to get Aaron and Cletus, also known as EVC Home, to kind of give us three topics today. The first topic of the video is I want to just revisit what these two have been doing since the pandemic started. EVC Homes has been on the channel many times, both together and individually. We've been lucky enough to have walkthrough videos of many of their projects. Most recently, what I'll call the Black House in Tower. Michael Butler was gracious enough to share a video. So we've seen your work. We've seen HGTV stuff. You guys are amazing. But let's talk about how you guys tackled the pandemic, because, the world shuts down March of 2020. Lots of people go into kind of fear mode. I'm sure you guys had a moment of time like, what is going on as well? But you took the last 2 years and just dominated. So let's go back to kind of March of 2020. And the world shut down. We didn't think it could happen. What did you guys think in that kind of, March, April 2020 timeframe? Who wants to go first?
I can go. Or you want to go, Aaron? Go ahead.
I'll go. Okay. So, because this is probably the only opportunity I'll get to speak. Yeah, there was a lot of fear. Like, what do we do? I know Cletus was scrambling to figure out, is construction an essential, job?
I remember. Yeah.
And him and Maritza were, Maritza being our previous contractor, were on the phone a lot saying, well, hey, everything I'm reading, yes, it's essential. Home Depot's still open. Lowe's is still open. Just go. Let's keep working. And, there was a little bit of fear. I have underlying health conditions. So I didn't want to go out. Sure. I didn't really want to, put myself in danger.
Yeah, we didn't know, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And then I said, you know what? Let me just go out there. And, I would go check the jobs. That was back when my, semi-retirement from my full-time job.
Yeah,
I would go and check the jobs. And then the fear of, oh my gosh, we have no toilet paper. We have,
I remember. Yeah.
We don't have paper towels. And then we got a new puppy in the process. So it's like, nobody thought that through. Well, Cletus did, but yeah. I kind of forced him into the decision. But it's like, how do you pick up puppy pee? And, it was kind of crazy. And, I remember him calling me and saying, hey, what's for dinner? I said, whatever I could find at the store. That's what's for dinner.
Yeah, that's right. Whatever's left at the store, I'm going to put in the cart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a weird time. I forget. You guys are always doing projects. So you were obviously in flight. Did you have any escrows that were set to close where maybe you were the buyer, where maybe the funding dried up? Because I remember a couple of people got caught in that.
Where I could step in a little bit. We had 8 projects going.
Eight.
Wow. Yeah, we had 8 projects. We had, I think, 4 on the market.
Okay.
And 4 in rehab phase.
Okay.
And from March till June, when this thing hit, everybody's butts puckered, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, because just even investors, as businesses, because nobody has experienced the pandemic.
No.
So, private money people started getting scared, wanting their money back, wanted to go ahead, dump these houses, drop the prices. And, that was the first time, to be honest, me and Aaron had to write a check to pay. We had 2 houses where we just dropped the price and dumped them. It's not that we wanted to, but the private money person that was tied up in it really wanted the money back. And what are you going to do? Right.
Yeah.
So we did what we,
you did the right thing. Like you guys always do. Yeah.
We ended up writing a $41,000 check for taking a loss on 2 houses. We wanted to hold a couple more months to kind of see, and we were analyzing things to try to convert them to Airbnb and, rental whatever we could try to do and pencil out everything. And by June, boom.
Yeah.
So, after writing that $41,000 check for those 2 losses, we the other houses that we were able to hold and keep going ended up being great.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then also it challenged us as EBC Homes as getting more access to different money and different avenues, right? Because, you know, some people stayed scared and didn't want to reinvest for a while, which is okay. You know, people's fear is, you know, their real fear, you know, they got to walk that process to come out. We made a decision as a couple that we weren't going to stop. We were going to keep going. And, you know, we were just, you know, that was it. Bottom line.
I think there was two things that I saw as an outsider. So if I'm wrong, obviously correct me, but this is what I saw you two do kind of summer of 2020, right? So kind of past the first 90 days, the world shut down. What the hell? Now it's like, okay, construction is a critical thing. People are moving. What I saw you two do together is we're going to take advantage of this, because fear prevents a lot of people, but you guys were like, you know, you did make a strategic bet. You went harder. At least it seemed to me as an outsider, you went harder on purpose. Is that a fair?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that's a fact, because when we wrote 41,000 out of our own account, we weren't going to stop till at least we got that.
Yeah, you got that back. That's coming back. God damn it.
So
that wasn't fun, but you did it because it was the right thing. Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah. And actually we were like beginning of March, I was walking a property and we were set to buy it. There were a lot of investors there that day, and we were the ones that got the winning bid, and we were going to do it, but private money pulled out. And part of the stipulation was that the listing agent was going to get the property back to sell.
Sure.
We didn't know that listing agent. We've never worked with that listing agent. We didn't know what they brought to the table. And ultimately, I mean, yeah, we could have moved forward. We had other private money that, you know, Cletus just mentioned that we found, but it was the unknown. And, you know, our fear kind of took over. Like, we don't know this person.
Yeah,
I'm sure they were great, but it's just, we never worked with them before.
You wanted to control your risks at that.
But yeah, exactly. It was a $500,000 house ARV. And to go out there with unknown people in an unknown situation wasn't a smart move for us. So we agree. To be honest with you, we told them, listen, either we get the deal and close and you get the front end, and we're going to go out there with Chris, because, you know, Chris's team is to us, like if the numbers start to get, there's a problem on the resale, Chris is not gonna make money either, right? We're all in this together, so we're you know, our goal is everybody's gonna walk away whole, and make a little money. But Chris is already, you know, he's willing to sacrifice. Where, you know, I don't know this agent, you know what I mean? He might want his 2.5%, and regardless, and that has to come out of our pocket. Then that comes out of our pocket.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about your network, because that's your superpower in our second video. But the other thing I saw you guys do is you did diversify, right? You've already talked about, you came into the crisis kind of probably dependent. You would probably say now dependent on a couple of private money folks. Coming out of this, the plethora is there, which makes your business stronger going forward. So I think you took lemons and made just the sweetest lemonade. You know, I think your business is far stronger today than it was 2 years ago. Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely.
And then the other thing you two did, and this would be very interesting, is into the cycle. So let's call it a year in. So this is probably 2021. You started taking on next level projects, right? You had played in a safe pond and you dominated that pond. But at some point you went up 2 levels. You took on 7-figure flips, which in Fresno, if you guys don't know, is, I'll call it 2x the median. Which is not a place that's rare air in Fresno. Not many people are playing there. So let's talk about those 7-figure flips, because in 2021 they were relatively safe. I don't know if you would do those projects today, but we'll talk about that. But let's talk about 2021 when you took on these 7-figure flips. What made you go look at a 7-figure flip? Because that had to feel different, I would think.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Well, I'm going to say that I didn't get to see the project. I didn't know I mean, I saw the Google map and all you could see were trees.
Yeah.
I didn't
jungle?
even realize. Yeah, I didn't even realize there was a house back there.
Is that why buying a lot? What is going on?
Right. And I mean, $500,000 in, it's like, okay, what are we buying? Not till I saw Jason Pritchard's story did I really see the project. I was like, oh my gosh, what are we getting ourselves into? Yeah. And actually, I credit him because he actually had to talk me off the fence quite often.
Yeah. Jason?
Him and Cletus both. It's like, okay, this is next level. And I knew it was next level just being on the street that it was on, Christmas Tree Lane.
Christmas Tree Lane is like the spot in Fresno. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, knowing that and going into that, I was really talking myself out of, you know, like, can we bring that next level? Can we do a higher end flip? Yeah. I mean, I know you say we're the high end flippers, but I mean, that is next level high end.
Yeah. Let's be clear. You are the best flippers in Fresno, California. You've taken on some projects that very few people would and dominated them. So you've made them work. It's amazing. Actually, I'm going to ask you right here, right now. I know you have a video walkthrough of your Christmas tree project, Van Ness project. Can I get that and put this on the channel? Because people got to see what you did with that. If you haven't.
Absolutely.
Still. Yeah. I would love to share that. Yeah, but you've done other big projects as well. Go ahead, please.
Oh yeah. Santa Ana right down the street. Right off of Van Ness. Bought it for $400 and sold it for 1.1. It actually we sold it at $433 a square foot for Fresno.
That's amazing.
Raised. And there's a story there too, but
Jason has shared it, the appraisal story. Yeah, he shared that on the channel.
I'm gonna tell you right now, right is right and wrong is wrong. Agreed. And that was wrong. And I'm a bulldog and I won't let go. I will leverage every relationship and to get to what is right.
Yep.
Right.
Good.
And that's what we had to do, is actually leverage relationships and make this situation what it needed to be, which was done right.
Yeah. So to catch people up on what's going on, Jason had the video on it. This basically, we had an appraiser who is a licensed entity suddenly decide that flippers are evil and do very, very mean things.
Yeah.
That's essentially what they did.
Yep.
And you know, ultimately was resolved by going with a different lender and a different appraiser and a different process and a much longer, and you got the number. Mm-hmm. That was bad. Full stop. That was wrong. Full stop. Full stop.
And you know what, Mike? There's people that would have got hurt behind that appraisal.
Oh, absolutely. There were
that situation.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars hurt.
Yes. $400,000 hurt.
Yeah.
That's how short it was.
Yeah, that not good, not good. Again, yeah, we don't need to rehash it, because what is wrong, and right is right. That was wrong. There's just no two ways about it. But the other thing, go ahead, please.
Oh, Cletus mentioned, you know, leveraging relationships. We had to do that on the Van Ness project as well.
I'm sure, yeah.
The county sicked their lawyer on us because we did get rid of that jungle. We weren't supposed to touch any of those trees.
Really? Any of them?
Well, that were close to the street.
Yeah.
So we didn't know that the county owned from Van Ness, the middle of Van Ness, they owned 60 feet.
Yeah.
60 feet to our property.
Oh, okay.
And then from the middle of Ashland, they own 30 feet to our property. We did not know that.
Okay. Which is basically probably 5 feet or so on the other side of your fence, probably. Mm-hmm. Roughly.
Well, it was like 15.
Oh, 15. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, it was quite large. It was a quite large area. So, you know, by cutting down a couple of Christmas trees, which is very forbidden. Yeah. On Christmas Tree Lane, you just don't do, but they were diseased. They weren't going to make it.
Mm-hmm. But these are the challenges that you go through. You use your team. No, flipping big projects like that is never an individual or even a dynamic duo as yourself. It is an entire team and a network, and asking for help when you need it. I mean, you got to ask sometimes.
Yeah.
Hey, you know who our hero is in the pocket? You know,
Brad Hardy.
Brad Hardy, the man, the myth, the legend.
I love him. He's our brother. He's family. And, you know, like to look at you as family as, you know, Brad, even though his money wasn't in the deal, he's always got our back, and he's always help, and he's a good man.
He is definitely a good man. Yeah. If you guys don't know Regency Property, they are my PMs. They have all our units. We've known them. I've known the first time I met Brad. This is a crazy story. We're on one of the projects we bought in 2010. It was a little 2-house combo in Madera, California, right down the 99. And he rolls up on his chopper, his motorcycle. All right, you guys obviously, Aaron, you haven't seen this. So he may have sold it since he had kids, but this is like Brad at like 22. Right? Or 23. He's rolling up in this little slant nose chopper coming down the road, quoting us to paint the outside, right? This is when he was only a painter. And I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Right? Rolling up and this is one of these like motorcycles, like hanging out like this. I'm like, I wish I had a picture of it. It was awesome. Yes. He's been a dear friend ever since that day. It was awesome. So anyway,
that's funny.
That's funny. Well, let's we got 2 other important topics. Where can people follow EVC Home? Because you guys are doing it right. You are the best in the business in my market. I admire everything you're doing. You're not stopping. Where can people follow you guys?
Instagram at EVC Homes, Facebook, EVC Homes. Cletus posts a lot on his personal and just tags EVC Homes, but Cletus he's on, Instagram, Facebook. I'm not on Instagram. I manage the EVC Homes, but sure. Our dogs have Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I don't post as much as I would like. And then now we are new to TikTok.
Wow. Oh, I did not know that. Going on TikTok.
Very we both have, pretty good on our personal side, a significant following. Like I have 5,000 and I think like teeters between 4,800 and something. Yeah. But people have got to know us personally as Aaron and Cletus, and obviously we push the EVC piece, but people like to really get to know who's behind that anyways, right?
Agreed.
So and we don't have a marketing team, so we do it all ourselves.
The other thing we haven't said in this video, but we'll close on this. Everything we've just talked about and we'll hit in the next 2 videos, you guys do while holding full-time jobs.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I'm the vice president of California operations for West Care, California. And then Aaron is a program manager for housing services for a HUD CES.
Wow. Just amazing. It's phenomenal to see what you guys do with full-time jobs. And we're going to talk about in episode number 2, their superpowers. Thank you so much.